Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgram. Let's call this a holiday edition of Newsgram, because if I do this right, it's going to fill you with the holiday spirit. It's going to make you feel good. It's a show about love, unconditional love. It's about soothing messages of validation. It's about feelings. It's about divine mother energy. And it's about the light.
When in the darkness of life, the light is always there.
When in the darkness of life, the light is always there. A lot being said there from Dee Buchanan. She's the author of a book you might not be expecting me to talk about today. It's called Messages of the Divine Mother, a selection of spiritual conversations for women. I think it's really for anyone, but you'll understand the title better in a minute. It's the accumulation of Dee's 20 years of journal entries redrafted into a book, but the thing I liked most about this was that creating a book was not the intention.
I never actually wrote my journal to be published. It was a very personal journey of mine at a certain time when I was going through all the emotions you go through when things don't seem to be going well, or you think it's like everything is crushing down on you. It was my release of being able to talk about my emotions and at the same time use my journal as like a prayer book. Every morning actually pray, but through writing, to talk about all the things that I was feeling and asking for answers, asking for confirmation, just really pouring my heart out because I felt I had nowhere else to go to do that, to be actually truthful and honest about myself.
So she just started writing, which is what they tell you to do when you're in a workshop or when you've got writer's block and you're stuck. Just write anything. Eventually, the words will flow and the process will take on a life of its own.
So I used to just get up every morning and do that. But then one morning, I felt that something spiritual was happening. And so it became like my own morning prayer, my own morning spiritual food or spiritual breakfast every morning.
She writes very descriptively about what she was feeling and seeing and thinking each day, which is something many of us do, but for Dee, the process became a spiritual one, which is how it became Messages from the Divine Mother.
The interesting thing about it is that I started addressing my journal every morning to the Holy Mother, and then it was Divine Mother, and it always started with Good Morning Mother, or Good Morning Holy Mother, or Good Morning Divine Mother. So I then began to feel that I was actually addressing my journal to the Divine Mother. It wasn't even purposeful or meant to be. It was just as I went on, these are the words that came through. And so I didn't even think about it like that. I just got up every morning and just wrote to the Divine Mother, and that's it. Off I went after that.
Channeling? Divine intervention? Who knows? But the words and the process that was once private and personal to Dee became something new and important that could be shared with others. Let me read you the foreword, which was written by Sister Dr. Sandra Richards. Messages from the Divine Mother is a collection of love notes that you would yearn for from a wise one with unconditional love for you. It is equivalent to witnessing the blossoming of a sacred and diluted love affair. When I read it, it feels like I'm reading love notes. It opens up chakras and it balances. It is an incredible, penetrating read. I paused, reflected, and resumed. I gasped. I nodded my head. I smiled. I had epiphanies. I made agreement sounds, and I had experience after experience. This is a healing balm. I received assurance and reassurance. It provided sustenance. It reinforced the unwavering love of a Most High Mother granting permission. It must be read. It must be listened to, and it must be shared. It illuminates love. It ignited a neglected yearning to hear the soothing validation of Mother energy. I want to give it to my daughter. I want to give it to my daughter to give to her daughter. I want to give it to my granddaughter, and I want to give it to my niece. I want us all to sit down and talk about it. Not your average review, right? Here's an excerpt.
I've actually opened the book on darkness and light, and the message that was received from that is this. Ask for the light to open the way for you. Pray for understanding and forgiveness of your situation. If you dearly and clearly wish this to change, then speak to me alone and ask for the light to shine through the darkness. So that's the message. And the affirmation is, when in the darkness of life, the light is always there.
Pretty powerful stuff.
At the end of the book, I actually reflected back on my time of writing and getting these messages. And I think that's what it is. It's a time of reflection. It's a time of looking and seeing where you've been and what you've learned and where you can go from there or here. It's also a time of recognize how much you may have grown, how much you may have understood, how much you may have learned. I'd like to think that in some ways the book is part of one's healing, it's part of one's development, it's part of one's inspiration and empowerment.
You won't be able to help it. You're going to feel good when you read her book. You'll feel your heart warmed by her words. Dare I say, you will have your soul lifted and comforted. A bit of the holiday spirit, if you will, any time of the year.
I'd like to have that be something that people resonate with at the end of the book, that they feel empowered or they feel in some ways something has been healed for them to move on from where they are, or they felt inspired.
It's not one of those books that reads like a novel. You pick and choose the chapter headings that best fit your current mood, you find a page that resonates with how you're feeling today, and you get comfort from the words. You'll probably find it to be a useful tool. Thought-provoking, powerful messages. Get to know them, and then use them to grow. The book is called Messages from the Divine Mother, a selection of spiritual conversations for women by Dee Buchanan. It's available right now at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and, well, you know, all the places where you like to shop for books online. And that will do it for this rather spiritual edition of Newsgram from webtalkradio.com.